Everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanne, and thank you for joining me. So I want to look at Melissia Caddick today, and it's very, very interesting what's happening with the Melissia Caddick saga. And yeah, it is getting mind-boggling as to what's going on there. So I thought we'd have a breakdown and have a look at this now. So there's two things that's happened today. Christian Dior has come out and said that there has been some money in trust that they have been looking after on behalf of Melissia Caddick, and so they have all this money that they want to reveal to the court. The other thing that's happened is that Anthony Coletti has decided that he is going to put a claim in with the court because he wants some of the property back. Now, we also have a dispute also regarding the son, and I can see that this is going to be a bit of a problem at some point in time. So let's have a look and see what's going on here. So we've got a notice of filing and hearing here. Okay, and notice of filing. So this is an interlocutory application. Okay, oops, where did it go? Okay, interlocutory application. Okay, there's a case management hearing on the 18th of the 11th at 9:30. Oh, that was the other day. That was Friday. So there was a hearing on Friday. So we have to wait for the judgment now. Sorry, I'm just really out of it at the moment. Got no idea what. Okay, so it says, to the respondent, Christian Dior Australia Proprietary Limited applies for an interlocutory orders set out in the application. The court will hear this application or make orders for the conduct of the proceedings. Okay, so that just says that this is what's going to happen. So they copies of tax. Oops, well, here we go. Is this what we're wanting? This one. So remember, they're redacted, heavily redacted documents here too. And again, my computer's just frozen up. Okay, so this is what they want. They want an order pursuant to R9 of the Federal Court Rules that Christian Dior Australia Proprietary Limited, or CDA, be granted leave to be heard in these proceedings. That an order that CDA within 14 days deposits into the nominated bank account of the joint and several receivers of the defendant all funds held in the account in the name of Melissia Louise Caddick, disclose to receivers all documents falling within paragraphs 1 and 2 of the annexure A into this interlocutory application, such and further or other order that the court deems appropriate, and then it was going to be received on the respondent. Okay, so in the annexures A was copies of the accounts and bank detail. So here we go. Copies of all tax invoices, records of payments, account statements, receipts, and transfer documents by CDA to the defendant or Malabar Proprietary Limited in liquidation in the period of January 1st, 2010 to November 30th of November 2020, and details of any money use or goods held on behalf of the defendant or Malabar, including any deposits, laybys, down payments, or goods held pending payment. So Christian Dior wants to hand over the money that's sitting in their trust account that Melissia Caddick had left there. So On the other hand, now this is where we're going to get some interesting stuff. This is a notice of filing. This is an amended points of cross-ethnicality. Now, they had the opportunity to respond. So the receivers put in a detail what they wanted to sell. We went through the last document where they were asked to respond and give any details that they wanted to claim. So Anthony Coletti has actually now amended it. So he's wanting item 40, filed on the 6th of November, being a gentleman's Louis Vuitton watch, and that's the property of him, he's saying. A declaration that the proceeds of sale of item 39 in Schedule 1A to the interlocutory application, being a gentleman's steel Breitling chronograph, Navitmo watch, the property of Anthony Coletti. So the proceeds of sale, he wants the proceeds of that sale. A declaration that item 17 in Schedule 1C to the interlocutory application that the Century 18-carat white gold channel set baguette with courier cut diamond cubism cross pendant is the property of Anthony Coletti. A declaration that item 18 in Schedule 1C, the 18-carat white gold wide cubism ring, 4.26 carat black property of Anthony Coletti. A declaration that items 8 and 9 in Schedule 3A to the interlocutory application, being two paintings by Adrian Lockhart, the property of Anthony Coletti. A declaration that the proceedings of sale of items 1 to 16, inclusive in Schedule 1 to C, which are listed in paragraph 4 of the Notice of Objection, dated 24th of October 2022, are lodged on behalf of Anthony Coletti and are his property. A declaration that the money is held in bank account with the National Bank in the name of the defendant as trustee, interlocutory application, is held on the terms of the Caddick Services Trust for Caddick Services Trust for the son of the defendant. A declaration that the money is held in the bank account with National Bank in the name of Caddick Family Trust, Superannuation Fund, referred to in Schedule 4A to interlocutory application, is held by the defendant and Adam Grimley as trustees for Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund on the terms of the Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund deed for the benefit of the Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund. Declaration that the money is held in the two accounts with National Australia Bank in the name of the defendant's son, referred to in property 4B to interlocutory application of the property of the son of the defendant. Now, we're going to get to an interesting point, and then we're going to see another newspaper article, which again causes into question, because here we're going to see that Anthony Coletti is saying that he's actually responsible for the son, for his stepson. However, in previous documents, Anthony Caddick, the father of the boy, said that he had no objections to anything. So it's getting really bizarre. Anthony Coletti is an interested person in the proceedings. He married the defendant, Melissia Louise Caddick, on the 31st December 2013. The defendant has disappeared and has not been seen since the morning of 12th of November. Since the 12th of November 2021, the defendant's only child, her son, who is aged 16 years and 4 months, has resided with Anthony Coletti, who has been the primary carer for the son of the defendant. The defendant executed a will on the 30th of August 2019. Anthony Coletti is named as one of the trustees and executors in the said will, with the brother of the defendant, Adam Grimley and Julie Robertson. Pursuant to Clause 6 of the said will, Anthony Coletti is named as guardian of the son of the defendant. Pursuant to clause 49 of the said will, defendant leaves the residue of her estate after the gifts previously recorded in the will to her son upon his obtaining 30 years of age, until the son of the defendant attains the age of 30 and resides of the estate of the defendant is to be held on trust by the trustees, including Anthony Coletti. By deed, dated the 1st of June 2016, a discretionary trust was made, known as Caddick Services Trust. The Caddick Services Trust deed provided that the settlor wished to establish a discretionary trust for the benefit of the beneficiaries referred to in the trust particulars in the Caddick Services Trust deed. Now, this is the interesting question whether any of the money in the trust actually comes from this dirty money. A copy of the Caddick Services Trust is at pages 41 to 47 of Exhibit BG40 to the affidavit of Bruce Gleeson, sworn on the 28th of September 2022, filed in these proceedings. The particulars of the Caddick Services Trust provide the trustee is Melissia Caddick. The primary beneficiaries are the defendant and her son. The second beneficiaries include the spouse or widower of the defendant, being Anthony Coletti. Clause 1.4 of Caddick Services Trust deed defines income, which includes income produced from the efforts of the trustee, less amounts the trustee is entitled to reimburse itself of such item. Clause 1.17 of Caddick Services Trust deed provides that the trust fund of Caddick Services Trust includes any property which any person may give to or assign to, transfer or to vest in, or cause to be vested in the trustee, to be held on the terms of the Caddick Services Trust, any other property which held by the trustee pursuant to the Caddick Services Trust deed. Clause 3.2 of the Caddick Services Trust deed provides that the trustee shall not by the 30th day of June have exercised its discretion to pay, apply, set aside, or accumulate the whole or part of any of the income, then the trustee shall hold the income not paid, set aside, or accumulated for that year in the trust such that the primary beneficiaries as are then living, and if more than one in equal shares of tenants in common. On the 15th of June 2018, monies were deposited into the bank account with National Australia Bank in the name of the defendant as the trustee of Caddick Services Trust, referred to in Schedule 4A in the interlocutory application. Payments have been made from that account to accounts operated by the defendant, leaving a balance of USD $33,350.47 as of 22nd December 2020. The defendant did not exercise the discretion in relation to the balance of these monies, but in trust in the said account by the 30th of June 2022. Any money now held in said trust with National Australia Bank is held by the defendant as trustee of Caddick Services Trust on the terms of Caddick Services Trust for the benefit of the Caddick Services Trust or for the son of the defendant as the surviving primary beneficiary of the Caddick Services Trust. The defendant and her brother, Adam Grimley, are trustees of the Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund, a copy of the Caddick Trust. So now here we go. This is all this underlined bit is on the new stuff. By death benefit nomination form executed by Melissia Louise Caddick on the 17th of March 2016, Melissia Louise Caddick nominated Anthony Marcus Rodo Coletti and Adam Edward Grimley as beneficiaries of her interest in the Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund. It is a term of the nomination that is binding nomination and does not indicate that the nomination will lapse, expire, or terminate automatically on the specified date or upon expiration of a specified period from the date of the nomination, and comprises a written nomination by Ms. Caddick to the trustee on her death, so that the nomination is a non-lapsing binding nomination as provided by Clause 1.1 of the Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund deed. It is a beneficiary nomination provided by the said clause. It is a further term of the nomination that the interest of Melissia Louise Caddick in the Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund be allocated to Anthony Coletti as to the total proceeds less $1,000 paid to Adam Grimley and allocated to Adam Edward Grimley as to the $1,000. Pursuant to Clause 1.1 of the Caddick Family Trust, Anthony Coletti is a dependent of Melissia Caddick, as he is the spouse of Melissia Caddick. Pursuant to 50, and that's he's saying he always said he was a dependent of her. Then it says, so it holds on without binding. In the alternative, if trustee does hold a beneficiary nomination, then they may apply the death benefit. The trustee is satisfied that the defendant was of the deceased member at the time, so they're trying to get the death benefit from the superannuation fund. So as of December 31, 2020, $31,133.82 was held in the NAB bank account in the name of the Caddick Family Trust Superannuation Fund. Monies held in the account entitled to Caddick Family are held by the defendant and Adam Grimley as trustees of that fund. As of September 28, the two accounts with the National Australia Bank referred to were held by the defendant's son. Any monies in those two accounts of other property of the defendant's son, who is a minor. By notice of objection dated 24th October 2022, Anthony Coletti gave notice to the applicants in the interlocutory application, Bruce Gleeson and Daniel Robert Soray, of his objection to them dealing with assets set out in the said notice. He saw orders in relation to the bank account, and then it's talking about that in about 2017, Anthony Coletti purchased a gentleman's Louis Vuitton digital watch. The purchase took place at Louis Vuitton store in New York City. It was purchased for $4,000 USD, which Anthony Coletti obtained for money from a money chain in Bondi Junction using his savings. In 2015, the defendant gave Anthony Coletti a gentleman's steel Breitling chronograph wristwatch. Why do you need 1 million watches? I don't know. So on April 21, 2016, the defendant gave Anthony Coletti a Centuri 18-karat gold white channel set baguette and Carrera cut diamond cubism cross pendant. It was a gift for his birthday. And has been in the possession of Anthony Coletti since April 16. On 31st of December 2013, at a marriage ceremony, the defendant of the defendant and Anthony Coletti gave the address. She gave him an 18-karat white gold cubism ring with 4.26-karat black sapphires as a wedding ring. In 2018, Stefano Canturi gave Anthony Coletti a Canturi black diamond 3/4 bangle being item 5. To the interlocutor, Anthony Coletti had given lessons to the son of Stefano Canturi concerning music production, so it's a gift. In 2019, Stefano Canturi gave Anthony Coletti the Canturi 18-karat white gold black rhodium-plated cross. And between 2013 and 2020, the defendant gave Anthony Coletti other items. In 2015, Anthony Coletti purchased the artwork entitled Love Song by Adrian Lockhart. And in 2016, the defendant gave Anthony Coletti the untitled abstract work by Adrian Lockhart, being Schedule 19. So that's all the stuff that he wants. Now, this is where it starts to get really, really interesting. So this is actually written by the woman of the Melissia Caddick Liar Liar podcast. So this is Christian Dior, who has held Caddick funds for years, whistleblower tells authorities. So a whistleblower from Christian Dior has alerted authorities to hundreds of thousands of dollars stolen by missing fraudster Melissia Caddick that have been held for the past 2 years at the Fashions House in Sydney. So this now talks about the fact that she disappeared. Christian Dior solicitor Marcy Zaki told the federal court on Friday he thought it would be in the interests of the stakeholders for not only the funds we hold, but the records we hold to be shared with the receivers sooner than later. Early since 2021, Bruce Gleeson, the court-appointed receiver and liquidator of Caddick's estate, has been trying to identify items or assets so they can be recouped and sold on behalf of the victims. Her lifestyle, which was funded solely from stolen money, included extravagant purchases from Dior. So federal court documents previously had revealed that Caddick spent $278,507 at Dior between December 2017 and the 14th of August 2020. She frequently made purchases Christian Dior, sometimes in the excess of $20,000 in a single transaction, and regularly in the vicinity of between $5 and $10,000. Counsel assisting the coroner Jason Dowling SC told the recent inquest into Caddick's disappearance. Downing said that Caddick had an appointment at Dior in the city the day she disappeared. So the podcast Lie, Melissia Caddick and the Missing Millions has previously revealed that Caddick was a big spender at Dior, and it showered her with attention, including flying her to Korea in October 2019 to attend a function. On other occasions, Dior dispatched a limousine to collect Caddick from a Dover Heights house to attend jewelry and fashion shows. An affidavit released by the court on Friday indicates Caddick's husband of Anthony Coletti is claiming ownership of various items of jewelry and artwork and some of his wife's handbags that are due to be auctioned next month. Coletti claimed in 2017 he bought a digital watch for $4,000. His affidavit stated he obtained the money from his savings. Talks about the Centauri watch. In his affidavit, Coletti also stated he has been the primary care of his stepson since his wife disappeared, and in his wife's wills dated the 30th of August 2019, Coletti was named as the guardian of Caddick's 16-year-old son she had with her first husband, lawyer Anthony Caddick. This is where it's getting interesting. The boy's father has previously disputed this claim. I am his biological father, and court-endorsed guardian for health, schooling, and anything else, Anthony Caddick wrote in an email tendered in court earlier this year. Anthony Caddick also said in the email that while Coletti was the boy's stepfather, he had no other legal rights, and he doubted Mr. Coletti has any idea what he's doing. Anthony Caddick has previously told the court he was making no claim to any funds on his son's behalf. Those funds should be returned to defrauded investors. However, in his recent affidavit, Coletti indicated he'd be making claims on behalf of his stepson. So the substantial amount of money discovered at Dior is likely to be added to the assets intended to be returned to investors. So Caddick's Dover Heights was sold for what is believed to be about $10 million. On December 5th and 6th, Shapiro auctioneers will be offering Caddick's artwork and many other acquisitions. This will be followed by the auction of more than $2 million worth of Caddick's jewelry in their catalogue. Smith and Singer described the offering as the most magnificent and comprehensive collection of jewels by Centauri, including property from Melissa Louise Caddick. Christian Dior and the receivers declined to comment. The federal court will hear more on the funds held by Christian Dior on December 12th, and the inquest into Caddick's presumed death will resume on November 28th for the final two-day hearing. Now, here is the thing. Here is I found the Caddick option. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. This stuff. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a 6,000 to 9,000. No, that did sell for 7,000. Oh. Buy and sell. We want property from the late estate of So here we go. We want I think it's that one. I had it up before and I was going through it and it was really nice. So Smith and Singer are the ones that are doing it. What number? Oh, here we go. It says, continue to honoured to present the most magnificent and comprehensive collection of jewels by Sam Canturi, being property from Melissia Caddick, receivers appointed Sydney. So here we go. So you can register an absentee bid. Look at this. Ooh. There's some good stuff there. 25 to 35,000 for the diamond ring. Look at that. There's a diamond and gem set. I think this is that's not the one that we wanted, was it? So here is the jewelry. Melissia Caddick. Look at this stuff. Louis Vuitton. Look at that ring. Look at that ring. Very nice. Okay. Let's skip some of these. So 7 to 10,000, 1,200, 5,000, 2 to 3,000, 7,500. Yeah. So anyway, that's some of the stuff here for this. That's nice. Lots of diamond rings. So they'll get quite. I mean, they should get quite a bit for it. Again, the Canturi or yeah. So also the ABC. Yeah, so this is talking about the auction, and that her husband has claimed ownership. So he's claiming ownership of some of the property. So what I want to know. So I'm interested to hear what you think. So please tell me what you think about the fact that Anthony Coletti is now claiming ownership of this property. Should he get ownership? What do you think about the fact that he's saying that he's making claims on behalf of his stepson, where his father's disputed that in court documents? Do you think that we're going to see a custody battle? Do you think that they're going to be able to pay back everyone? Anyway, I'd be very interested to hear what you've got to say. So please comment below, and also if you don't mind hitting like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.